It's worse when we're talking about or hearing speculation about you fighting somebody that literally fights 3 weight divisions lower than you.
Very excited. You know, this is the biggest fight of my career, if it happened. And I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Name Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter.
Stephen A. Smith gave a strong warning to Terence Crawford during a live interview, saying he doesn't like Crawford's upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez. He called it a bad idea and said he hates the matchup. Smith believes Crawford is much smaller than Canelo, being 3 weight classes below him, and thinks the size and power difference could be dangerous. He asked Crawford to think twice before going ahead with the fight. Former world champion Amir Khan, who fought Canelo in 2016, gave a serious warning to Crawford. Khan said he made the mistake of ignoring the weight difference and called Canelo a beast in the ring. He admitted that after fighting Canelo, he now understands why weight classes are important.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast. And you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather with a fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, size, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro.
Yeah.
10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally, I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better.
Boxing legend Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. didn't hold back when talking about Crawford vs. Canelo. He said Crawford should not fight Canelo at 168 pounds because he'll definitely get knocked out. Chavez respects Crawford's skills but believes Canelo is too strong and powerful at that weight. With his many years of experience in boxing, Chavez's warning is something to take seriously.
The 2 fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Even with all the warnings, Crawford stays confident. He has said that he's fought bigger opponents than Canelo before and believes his skills will help him win. Crawford thinks Canelo's main strength is his size, not his technique. This strong self-belief is one reason many fans admire him. He never avoids tough fights and always believes he can win. Still, many experts say that fighting Canelo at 168 pounds might be a whole different challenge.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
In a live interview, Stephen A. Smith gave a clear warning, saying Crawford is just too small to fight Canelo. He pointed out that Crawford would have to move up 3 weight classes, which usually doesn't work out well for the smaller fighter. Even though Crawford is very skilled, Smith believes the size difference could be dangerous. He said Crawford should forget about the fight and added that even if Crawford lands clean punches, they might not be enough to hurt Canelo.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Well-known coach Joel Diaz also spoke honestly, saying the idea of Crawford beating Canelo is stupid. He stressed the size difference and reminded everyone that Canelo has already beaten top-level fighters at super middleweight and light heavyweight. From a trainer's point of view, Diaz sees this fight as a mismatch and believes it would end badly for Crawford.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. A lot. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Sean Garcia agreed with others, saying that even though Crawford is a great boxer, Canelo's size and experience make the fight extremely tough. He said no matter how good Crawford is, Canelo is just too big. Stephen A. Smith also praised Crawford's skills and his success at welterweight, but raised a key question: can Crawford even hurt Canelo? Smith said that even if Crawford fights well, it won't mean much if he doesn't have the power to make Canelo respect him. Without that power, Crawford might be stepping into a very dangerous fight.
But I think my initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Fortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it, not a villain.
Promoter Eddie Hearn called the fight a freak fight because of the big size difference. While he respects both Crawford and Canelo, he said the matchup feels more like a show than a fair contest. Hearn thinks that even if Crawford does well, people might not give him the credit he deserves because of the clear size gap. On the other hand, if Canelo wins, many might say it was expected and not a big deal.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Trainer Robert Garcia shared a different view, saying that many fans just don't want to see this fight. He feels the boxing world would rather watch Crawford face someone closer to his size, like a top fighter at 154 or 160 pounds. According to Garcia, this fight feels forced and doesn't have the natural competition that makes great matchups exciting and memorable.
I want to see Crawford versus Canelo. I think people are going to go, that's too much, moving up 2 more weight divisions, 2 more. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think that'll bring that much attention anymore, because I think if you were going out there and destroy this guy, then okay, he can move up and fight against Canelo, but I think it'll be hard for people to buy that, that he could fight somebody like Canelo, because Canelo's just too big. That's 2 weight divisions.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shared a serious warning, saying he has felt Canelo's power up close and doesn't believe Crawford could handle it. Even though Crawford is skilled and tough, the ability to take punches at 168 pounds is very different from at 147 pounds. Just one clean hit from Canelo could change the fight completely.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah. Got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
It'll pay the bill. That's why Canelo's skillful too.
Check out the projected odds that came out. One of the odds projectors say Canelo is opening up as the favorite, -130. Crawford is +100. That's damn near 50-50. Another one says Canelo Alvarez is the favorite, -185. Crawford is the underdog, only +55. Let me tell you something. If those are the odds on my booking come day one, I'm max betting Canelo Alvarez. I could give a damn. If y'all mean to tell me that y'all think it's 50-50, I'ma empty my account on Canelo Alvarez. I don't have to bet KO, none of that shit. If y'all think it's that close, I'ma empty my account. $30,000, I can give a shit. I'm about to come up. I was gonna bet on Crawford thinking he'd be the huge underdog. Y'all got it that narrow?
In a discussion with veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael, Stephen A. Smith repeated his doubts about Crawford winning. Raphael disagreed, saying Crawford wouldn't take the fight just for money, but to try to win. Still, Raphael agreed it would be very hard, and Crawford would have to fight perfectly to have any chance.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media, and I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention, and he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
Former super middleweight champion Carl Frosch criticized the fight, saying it wouldn't be a good match. He believes the size and strength difference is too big, and Crawford won't be able to compete well against someone as strong as Canelo. Frosch warned that fans hoping for a great fight might end up disappointed.
Vegas. Now that is a fight that I'm expecting to be very good. I think it's going to be tough for Crawford. He's not He's not big enough, I don't think. He's just not got that size. Don't get me wrong, he'll stack some pounds on and he'll grow. He's obviously bigger than his fight weight, but Canelo Alvarez has been up at light heavyweight. I know he's been up at, light heavyweight. He beat Kovalev. And then he's dropped back down now to super middle because he's probably not big enough for light heavyweight, lost to Bivol, and he's probably realised, actually, that's probably a step too far. But Terence Crawford, what is he, 147 pound, one of the best to do it in the business. But to come up, we know what it's like when people come up from welterweight and try and succeed a couple of weight divisions above their weight. It's tough, it's difficult.
Despite all the criticism and worry, Terence Crawford still wants to fight Canelo. Many fans support him because they admire his courage and love the challenge he's taking on. For Crawford, this fight could make his legacy if he manages to win against the odds. It's a risky fight with a big reward, and that idea has caught the attention of boxing fans everywhere.
I just feel if Terence Crawford's going to have a fight again, and I look at the options on the table, there's no one he wants to fight 154 pounds. There isn't. He doesn't want to fight Fundora. He's not going to fight Virgil Ortiz. He's not going to fight Boychuk. These aren't sexy names. These are just not names that even gets out for a jog for. The only name he wants to fight is Canelo. So for me, I feel like I'm more closer to Crawford fighting than Crawford not fighting. And if Crawford's going to fight, then it has to be Canelo. But look, we'll see. That's a dream one for me. I think I said that on my wish list for 2025. I said Crawford Canelo. I think all the others will come true. I just want this one to come true. It's a crazy fight. There's almost too much weight between the two, but I agree. Hey, this is boxing.
Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua gave a hopeful opinion. He said that even though there is a size difference, what really matters is who wants the fight more. Joshua believes that if Crawford stays motivated, focused, and trains well, he could surprise everyone. Crawford has something to prove, and that motivation might help him perform better than people expect.
I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't too keen on the catch weight stuff, but I feel like there's no rehydration clause, is there? No, so that would be good. And then I feel like Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. showed us that weight is good. Like, there are weight categories for a reason, but providing they're both skilled and talented, there's not much difference in weight. It's just who wants to win. And watching that fight, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank just showcased that weight it's all about that. So I'm looking forward to the Crawford and Canelo fight because I feel like Bud wants to prove a point. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be a good fight. He was just over there a second ago to me. Calling him Bud like I know him. But Terence Crawford was just over there, to be fair.
Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya shared a well-known truth in the sport. A good smaller fighter rarely beats a good bigger fighter. He respects Crawford's talent, but believes the odds are against him because size, power, and toughness usually win in boxing. And Canelo has all three in large amounts.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar, being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. But what about Canelo?
Teofimo Lopez, known for his clear analysis, praised Canelo's smart boxing and physical strength. He said Crawford is a top fighter, but facing someone like Canelo, who has great skill, experience, and power, will be very hard, especially at a higher weight where Crawford has never fought before.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, They say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital. So maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out till that day comes.
It's the only way. But I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
Canelo Alvarez has an incredible record and has beaten world champions in many weight classes. Most recently, he added another world title by beating William Skull. Whether that detail is fully confirmed or not, what's clear is that Canelo has proved himself over and over. He is a powerful and skilled fighter at 168 pounds, and taking him on is a huge challenge, especially for a welterweight moving up.
Bud versus Canelo, based on last fight, is a 50-50. So Canelo fights an undisputed champ, up-and-coming former champion, and an up-and-coming undefeated contender. And somehow those three last opponents are somehow compared to Bud's Madrimov fight, making it a 50-50 fight? Wow.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.